just taking a few minutes to finish up getting ready for the day. I'm actually trying to decide, like, should I wear earrings? It's feeling like fall outside, okay? The high today is 89. And I know that might sound like summer to most of you, but for Florida here, to get out of the 90s is kind of a big deal. So I'm thinking like fall leaf earrings. I don't know. I'm just feeling it. I think I'm gonna make some cinnamon rolls today. Or it's like a cinnamon twist kind of thing. I just found out I don't have any yeast, so that might not be on the docket. I've got lofty plans. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get to, but I did just receive a package in the mail from Warby Parker. I thought Warby Parker was going to sponsor Stephen Nordoroshic, the Pommel Horse King, but they went with the second best option. Yours truly. Huge thanks to Warby Parker for sponsoring me. Massive thanks to you for supporting me when I have sponsored content. It really means a lot, and there's always a deal involved for you as well. So I just got a package in the mail for my contacts. I wear contacts every day, if you are unaware. These are my brand of choice, the AccuView Oasis with Hydrolux. I've been wearing them for a couple of years. I've actually been wearing glasses since I was 1 year old. I know. And Warby Parker has everything you need for happy eyes at a great price, which is why I got my contacts from there, because they had a really great deal. Warby Parker has designer quality glasses, contacts, eye exams, and vision tests. And what I love about Warby Parker is that every pair of glasses sold, a pair of eyeglasses is given to someone in need through their buy a pair, give a pair program. I heard about Warby Parker from Jen Chapin here on YouTube. She always has the most fabulous eyeglasses because Warby Parker has such a wide variety of eyeglasses on their website. And I've been meaning to order some because I need to add some flair to my glasses style. So I need to do that. But when I found out they sold contacts, I was thrilled because I wear contacts every day, and I found out a couple of years ago that I was allergic to preservatives, and so I switched over to dailies, but dailies can be pretty expensive. So I was happy to find that Warby Parker had AccuView my daily lenses at a really great price. So it just made sense. And from now on out, Warby Parker will be my one-stop shop for prescription glasses, sunglasses, eye exams, and contact lenses. Warby Parker carries a wide variety of contact lenses from top brands, including the full AccuView range, and you can save 20% on your first order of contacts, which is huge. Also offer eye exams, and they accept insurance too if you have any, but if you don't worry because they're affordable. Their eye exams start at $85 at your local store. And another great thing is that Warby Parker offers free shipping and returns on all of their contact orders, which is fantastic and convenient because they show up right to my door. It's one less errand I have to run. So if you're needing contacts, head on over to warbyparker.com. You can use my link in the description box below to get 20% off of your first order. So it's warbyparker.com/thewads to get 20% off of your first order. And you get free shipping. It's a screaming deal. warbyparker.com/thewads. It's in my description. You can't beat it. Next up, I'm going to order some glasses because my glasses are boring. I'm currently sweating my tail end off in this. I thought, oh, fall is such a vibe with this cardigan. Not quite the vibe unless the AC is set to like 75, okay? And I know some of you might think that's like a lizard terrarium, but in Florida, 75 is pretty good because it's so dang hot outside. 75 feels nice. Let's get out of here. And I'm going to drag my laundry basket along with me. Do you ever have like a cut on your foot? Like for instance, I have a cut on my foot, or like a sore in your mouth where you bit it and you just keep biting it over and over again. I was dragging this laundry basket and it just kept bumping into the one specific spot where I have a cut on my foot. I'm like, really? You have 2 feet to choose from. And that spot is where I need to, anyway. I'm gonna throw a load of laundry in. Yesterday, listen, my laundry room was looking pretty good. Like, I mean, that's all clean clothes. It's all for one person. It's fantastic and great. It actually looks like a raccoon got in here. I don't really know what happened. I thought like my life was coming together. You know, I have these thoughts sometimes, and then I'm quickly brought back to reality because let me tell you something. Yesterday, Wentworth had a soccer game, and I was like, great, I put all your soccer stuff here. None of it was there because he had soccer like, you know, 2 days. Anyway, I thought his game shirt was clean. Nothing was ready, nothing. So that's my goal for today, is to try to do a little weekly reset along with feeling the fall vibes. I was actually going to get some mums from like Home Depot or Lowe's. But I'm pretty sure if I buy them, they're just gonna die, so I don't know. That's undecided for now. But speaking of Halloween costumes, remind me to tell you about that later. For now, let's head to the kitchen. So I wanted to throw a little fall-inspired treat together. And this, I got something off Amazon, and I bought something from Home Goods a while. Ugh, I can't believe I spent that much money on it. We'll see if it's worth it. But I'm sure you've seen different variations of this online. It's like a fall caramel apple board. And I wanted to do this last year, but I never got around to it. It's like, it's now or never. U2 style. Hey, remember when U2 got downloaded on everyone's iPhone? That one year is like 2014 or something ridiculous. And everyone was just kind of like, okay. Like the whole album. I bet it's still on my phone. I don't delete anything. Speaking of back patio door, I have something out there to share with you too. Has to do with the house. I don't think I've showed you. All right. If it's not raining later, I'll bring you out there and give you a glimpse. So I saw this one woman do it on Instagram, and she had all these little doodads and knickknacks, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna emulate that. Because I'm not very creative, but I am pretty good about seeing something and then copying it. That's why Pinterest is so great. And then just trying to lean in and make it my own, like use what I have kind of situation or what I can work with. And let me tell you, I looked all over for these beauties, these little cauldrons, which I'm sure I even have some. I might have some left over. I don't really know. So I just bought some more. I think you can find these at the Dollar Tree, but I ended up getting a pack of way too many online. They're just like little mini cauldrons, and they're fantastic for little treats. A great Halloween treat is I did a Halloween like cook with me or bake with me, whatever it was, a few years ago, and I tried to include some healthy doodads in there too. So a nice little treat if you're having a Halloween party, which are you thinking of having a Halloween party? Because I am. And I don't know why I am, because Avelina is having a bunch of her friends over for a fall get together. I don't even know. I'm like, okay, what do I have to do? She's like, nothing, Mom, don't worry about it. So I think it's pretty low key, but I don't know if she's met me because I definitely will be doing something for it. I digress. I don't know if I'm having a Halloween party, but I might be having a birthday party for Wolfgang, but I can't do it on his birthday because it's, you know, and then I can't do it that weekend because we've already committed to going to someone else's birthday party, and I can't do it the weekend before because we're going out of town, and so I might be doing it the weekend after, and at that case, it's like midway through October, and I feel like that's pretty acceptable to have a Halloween themed birthday party, but like, does he want a Halloween themed birthday party? I don't know, he's 2. You know, I don't think he's gonna care that much. Anyway, if you're looking for a healthy treat to serve at a Halloween party, is what I was trying to get at. A little cauldron and fill it with green grapes. That's all it takes. It's cute, it's festive, it's themed, and healthy, which is kind of hard to come by when you think of like Halloween tricks and treats and stuff. Okay, so this is the setup that we're working with, but I do feel like I need a piece of wood to put it on. Her piece of wood was cuter. I don't know if this one will work. It's kind of wonky. On the vein of birthday parties, I have a lot of feelings about it. And I just don't think this one is big enough. All right, well, this is now it is. I've been thinking of doing something smaller for his birthday and really just like going to Disney and saying like, oh, okay, then here it is, your birthday, and it's dead. But then I'm like, I feel like we should celebrate every milestone. Celebrate every day, because every day is a gift kind of situation. Now that is perfect. That's why I do little things like this, because it's like every day, if you do a little something special every day, I think that's a way to slow life down. Truly, I'm working on it. I don't know, because honestly, I feel like, you know how we just went to a wedding? I feel like that was yesterday, but really it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point. Okay, I'm happy with this setup. Do you see? Feeling good. Now I just have to throw everything on top of it. Before I lose my train of thought, are you yes on the big birthday party? Is this dead? Am I doing something? It looks slightly dented up. All right, take 2. I should maybe like pick the wick up or something. Wentworth has glitter glue and Play-Doh all over his hands, so if you hear the water running in the background, don't be alarmed. Oh, that was pretty magical. That was magical. This is the first time I've lit a candle in I don't know how long. This is exciting. Hey, if you don't have these little ramekins with the tea light underneath, and by the way, the tea light did come with it, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to have all of this cutesy little stuff to make an apple board. Just get a piece of wood, throw some apples on there, get some bowls and melt some stuff, and the kids will still enjoy it. It doesn't have to be 100% to be exciting, you know? Minimal effort is what I always like to say. Minimal effort, maximum results. This is, what's between minimal and maximum? I feel like that's where I live my life, okay? Mid-range. Something about a lit candle. You know what? I think I'm gonna pull one out and light one. And of course, for our caramel apple board, we need some candy. Caramels, we definitely need some apples. So I'm just going to slice up, I just rinse those, no worries. Slice up a red apple, a green apple, whatever you have, whatever you like. And can I just say, first of all, thinner slices for me, I feel like is better. But second of all, what the heck is this happening? I bought these apples like yesterday. Sugar bee. They could look better is all I'm saying. As long as they're crisp, I guess I really don't care. But we eat with our eyes first, and presentation does matter. That was a nice crispy. You know what? It's apple season. These are fantastic. I feel like I should eat apples more often. This is a great season to do it in because, you know, they're everywhere. Really? 3 apples in each one? That's a lot. What the heck? I just was scooping out some apples here, and one fell in here, so I went to scoop it out. Nearly burned my finger off. These are so hot already, they've been on for 0.5 seconds. I'm doing that because I'm like, okay, well, really, I don't need to cut up 100 apples. I just need the aesthetic of overflowing apples. So nothing you see online is real. Let me be a testament to that. So look at that. I'm not gonna cut up a bunch of apples if we're not gonna eat a bunch of apples. You feel me, dog? Can you dig it? So in the middle one, for a variety, I'm going to throw in a green apple. Well, let me tell you something. That alone is so impressive. And you could probably soak the apples in like water or lemon lime soda or water with lime juice. I mean, lemon juice, I guess it wouldn't matter, to help with the browning, but these are already brown, so I'm like, whatever, I don't care. These are getting so hot, I think they'll be fine if I just leave them in and finish up the board. So I've got some caramel beads here. I really just scoured my pantry to see what I had. And I told you last time when I did the fall video, fall caramel apple dipping board, this was the biggest hit. Like, I put out all those treats and the kids gravitated toward this the most. So that's why I was like, okay, let's do an elevated version. So I've got the melting caramel beads. I have some melting chocolate. I'm gonna throw some white chocolate in one of them. And I thought I had fall sprinkles, but I do not. So, I don't know, I'm just, you know, scouring, and I found these from last year. You think they're still, oh, they're edible. I don't know if they're gonna give me diarrhea. I'm gonna toss some of these in, because why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Where's my mosh pit? Got these from Hobby Lobby last year, and I don't think they expired. It's like pure sugar. It's like saying sugar expires. It doesn't. I'm digging deep here, you guys. I'm like, what do people put on their caramel apple? Oh, peanuts. And so for the last melting bit here, I'm gonna throw some peanut butter in. Dang, this is hot. You know what would be great here? Nutella. Oh, yeah. Nutella and apples is one of my favorite pastimes. But, you know, I don't really have any of that. And Justin's hazelnut spread is just too fancy. I am going to add even some more candies to the cauldrons. Of course, keeping them autumn inspired. These little cauldrons actually hold a lot. They're pretty deep. That's a whole bag I just put in there. It's a lot of damage. I've got mini marshmallows. So I chopped up some peanuts over here. Speaking of cauldron, have you guys started watching any fall movies yet? Because that's like on my bucket list for fall, is to watch a bunch of fall movies. And so Alex turned on Practical Magic yesterday. Wow, that was the first time I realized it is not kid appropriate at all. I had no business watching that movie as a child, okay? One of the opening lines is, which witch, she's a witch. Except for we had subtitles on, and for the first time realized, no, the kids are not chanting which they're chanting "Which with a B," and I was like, oh, you could, once you read it, you could hear the "b" included, and needless to say, we were both shocked. And just the whole premise of that movie, I mean, it's not, I mean, it should be rated R, let's be real. The last thing I'm adding in the cauldrons are some mini chocolate chips. I'm not kidding when I tell you these cauldrons hold a lot. And something smells like it's burning there. Oh, it's the chocolate. The chocolate is burning. The tea lights are just too strong for this chocolate. So that's cool. Something she didn't explain on her blog post. Yeah, so this is too much for chocolate. It's just too much. The white chocolate is burning. I'm gonna check on the peanut butter. Okay, that's nice and melty. That'll do. Even the caramel is burning. What are these advertised for? It says chocolate and butter warmer. I mean, they've made, oh boy, wax everywhere. Listen, they've maybe been on 10 minutes and they're burning. I mean, so I can't imagine leaving them on for longer. Maybe if I added a little bit of oil, I've got to pick that up before it becomes a mess. I have to share this. The tea lights are so powerful. They're burning the ramekins. Come on. Hey, can we just pretend you don't notice that unmelted white chocolate in there or the monster truck in the top left corner? Hey, was this perfect? Absolutely not. It took me 10 times as long to put it together. I ended up just melting these things in the microwave. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. Maybe I can give that a mix. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, better. I added some heavy cream to this one just to thin it out a little bit, and I added a carrier oil, like a coconut, unrefined coconut oil to this to thin it out. I think the white chocolate, I don't even know what's happening. The peanut butter is totally fine. It's the best one yet. Nutella would be fantastic. You don't have to do much to that. But my kids better appreciate this because it took me way longer than I thought it was. It is cute. Ideally, okay, last thing I'm gonna say about this. Ideally, if you light them all up and you're having people dip constantly and it's going to move around, I don't think it will burn. But just from me lighting it and setting it up, and like I did get distracted because kids, but you know, 10 minutes max and it's like burning, come on. Maybe if it's already melted when you put it in. I don't know, that's just my hot take, okay? Use it or don't use it. I'm just sharing the details. It does look impressive though, right? On top of those like ramekin things with the tea lights underneath, on top of this like burning everything, man, were those such a pain to clean up because, you know, everything's melted inside of it. So anyway, so there's my hot take on that. Will I use them again? Probably, because presentation was 10 out of 10. Cleanup and setup was 0 out of 10. But it's like, we do it to impress. We suffer so that when everything comes together, the oohs and the ahs, it makes it all worth it. You know what I mean? It's like pain is beauty and you just keep on pushing on. And that's how I felt. Clearly, I have moved on to my fridge. I didn't do a full fridge cleanout. I mean, I did, but I didn't film it. I only filmed like the fall inspired portion of it. So I did run to Publix because I needed some apples. Ironically enough, I didn't make the thing that I was going to make with the apples that I needed to buy, which was apple pie filling. Like you jar it up and you freeze it or you can can it, whatever. So I'm excited to make that. A fall bake with me is in my future. I actually have a whole list of treats. So who knows if that'll even make that video because I gotta be brutal. I gotta cut some stuff. So maybe in the future, but I did find a lot of fall themed treats. I've got the Chobani flips. I found a couple of flavors that I hadn't seen before that my kids were with me and they were like, yeah, get these. So Boston cream pie, not my favorite donut, and I'm not even close, but my kids like it, so I aim to please. And then French toast yogurt. Yes. I say that, but like, I don't even eat yogurt. My kids are gonna like it. I got orange cheese sticks. This is like low key. I'm not doing anything fancy to these. I know last year when I did this, I like wrote on the cheese sticks and made it look like either Frankenstein or a ghost. I don't remember. I found these Once Upon a Farm bars that were like apple cinnamon. I thought those were great. Target is really the only place that I can find them near me. I found Once Upon a Farm yogurt pouches with, I forgot the flavor, but it was like fall theme. And then we got some mandarin oranges. Meredith or Eleanor really likes, what's her name? And then the apple pouches, I found those in the festive section of a Target. When I say festive, I mean like seasonal section. And then I found these bars too. I did end up throwing those in the in the fridge, and I'm really happy with the way this came out. I like doing something like this for the kids. It again is impressive. They enjoy it. Minimal effort, maximum results. That's what I'm all about. And that's exactly how I felt about this little nook and cranny of my fridge. If everything looks a mess, this doesn't. Before the day completely gets away from me, I'm going to throw some dinner into the crock pot. It's got those cozy fall vibes. I don't know what it's called. Slow cooker pork tenderloin with apples. And I'm just seasoning the pork up with pepper, garlic, onion powder, Italian seasoning. I think it actually calls for some thyme, and I'll throw some fresh on at the end. And then I have mustard. I'm gonna pat that in, and then I'm going to season the other side while I have some oil heating up on my stove top. Forgot which ones I did and which ones I didn't. So we're gonna go overboard there. Trying to do it with my left hand is extra special. Hey, are you ambidextrous? I can write with my left hand, but it doesn't look very pretty. When I was bored in class, I used to take notes with my left hand. You wanna make sure it's really high so you can get a nice sear on it. While the meat is searing for a couple of minutes, I'm going to cut up an apple and just thinly slice it. So the pork is seared. I'm gonna throw it in the crock pot, and that's just gonna lock in all the juices. I'm gonna throw the apple on top. I'm gonna dice up an onion and toss that in, along with some cloves of garlic. Probably have way too much garlic that I diced up. I'm gonna throw that in. And just because I feel like it needs it, I am going to add a little bit more of every seasoning and a couple cups of chicken broth. Should be good. I'm gonna throw this on low. All right, it's time to finally throw together a cinnamon twist loaf. And I've been thinking about this for a while, but ooh, listen to that. Brand new yeast, straight out the package. It's been so long since I've cooked bread with yeast, so I'm pumped. And I've been wanting to make cinnamon rolls specifically because I haven't made them in so long. And while the refrigerated stuff is okay, like the Annie's brand tastes the most like homemade. Do I put this in the fridge? Popping all over the place. 1 tablespoon of yeast, 1.5 cups of warm water. I just think there's something about it, probably the cinnamon in here, that just makes it feel like a very festive fall, even winter vibe. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna let this proof for like 10 minutes. Here's what it looks like now. Okay, hold up. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar to this. I think that's what the yeast feeds off of. I mean, I feel like you could do it without, but I'm just gonna let it sit and bloom. So really, here's what it looks like before. And let's break up that chunk even more. All right, there we go, final touches. Okay, and here it is after about 5 minutes. You can tell it's bubbling, it's proofing, it's doing its job. And I did pull out my mixer because it's better than kneading. So I am going to transfer this mixture into my mixing bowl. And to this, I'm going to add 3.5 cups of flour. I have bread flour because I just got it. I think that was 3.5. I like to use bread flour when I make sourdough, so I just grab some of this. I'm adding salt, and I'm just gonna let this go. I've got my bread paddle on, my kneading paddle. What is happening? Is this on? Oh, is this on the right way? All right, that's better. I don't know what the heck happened. I'm gonna let this go for like, 5 minutes. Until the dough is nice and smooth. Sometimes I forget how quick and easy yeast bread really is, and how delicious it is too. I'm excited. I'm gonna let it go, but if it continues to stay this wet, I will add just, a dash more of flour, but see how it picked it up? I think it's gonna be okay. All right, this thing is bouncing all over the place. It's been a little bit, even though I had it locked, it was jumping all around, okay? Now that the dough looks like this, real nice, I'm gonna cover it and let it sit for 10 minutes to rise. While that's rising, I melted a couple tablespoons of butter, and I'm just gonna throw in some brown sugar with this and a lot of cinnamon. I like more than most, I feel like. And I also am tempted to make a double batch of this because I just feel like this isn't enough, but I'm sure I'm already doing more than the actual recipe calls for. So mix that together. Typically after I roll it out, I smear it with butter, and I use probably a full stick. And that's me being generous. Like, it's probably actually more than that. It's been a while since I made cinnamon rolls from scratch, and man, what a double treat this is gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna double this. This cinnamon just really solidifies the fall vibes. All right, good enough. My alarm just went off, so the rising is complete. Ooh, wow, I'm gonna take some flour, just dust my surface. I'm gonna plop the bread, plop my quick bread down. Ooh, check that out. That beauty. And I'm going to dust my rolling pin a little bit. Okay, looking good, looking good. And I'm gonna roll this out. Now there's sugar all over it, it's fine. Into a rectangle, like you're making actual cinnamon rolls. It's gonna be great. 9 by 13-ish. Spoiler alert, I went way larger than 9 by 13. And I even, once I rolled it that large, I was like, you know what, should I have like made it bigger? Because it doesn't seem that big. But once I finished the braid, or the twist, if you will, everything worked out. I feel like this was such a fun way to do it. And I enjoyed it more than making cinnamon rolls. I don't know why. And like, if you can see the amount of cinnamon, sugar, butter mixture that I have, you'd think typically I put probably 5 times this amount. Like, I mean, I'm talking thick layer of everything. Thick layer of butter, thick layer of brown sugar. I normally don't mix it. I just sprinkle it over top. And then the cinnamon, I sprinkle that over top too. And I'm looking at this thinking, man, this is kind of long and scrawny. Is that the word I'm looking for? But once I cut it in half, I just used it calls for a sharp knife. I just used a bread knife. It's whatever. And I kind of flip it up. It says to leave 1/2 inch at the top. I think I left more like 1.5 inches, but I mean, who's taking their ruler out? Leave your measuring tapes at home, everybody. And I thought this was looking so impressive, so good. You can make all kinds of things with twists like this. I'm thinking of Macro Friendly Foods has a lot of food like this with braids. It's like, I don't know. I don't even know an example. Calzone or something. But anyway, this was looking good and I let it rest. I feel like a fraud. I just filmed a bunch without my sweater on. I'm outside. I'm dedicated, you guys. Yes, I'm wearing a sweater and it's 90 degrees outside almost. And it's like, are you dedicated or not? Are you going to do it or not? I went to this, while I was at the store, I thought, what else can I do to like do fall stuff? Well, my kids were with me and they asked for the drinks, the Happy Water, which Target sells. And they didn't have any again. And I was like, what? So instead, I found some, what I like to call fall inspired sparkling water. So even though this is Island Punch, it's like plum and purple, that's fall inspired. This one actually is cranberry raspberry. So I feel like that's a fall flavor with cranberry. And then the rest I just got because they were fall colors, like brown. Mango black tea, I don't know if anyone will like them. Half tea and half lemon, and then the orange up here, blood orange tangerine. And then my kids picked out some Honest. I said, yeah, you can get the orange ones because that's on brand. Orange Smash Palezi, I don't really know. These were on clearance, and I was like, okay, $1 something for those. And then the Tropical Punch because, fall colors. So I'm gonna stock my fridge with these because whenever we have people over, oh, can I have some more? I'm like, I don't even know if there's anything in that fridge. And lo and behold, there's nothing. There's some bottles of water at the bottom, but here's the thing. Whenever we have smaller kids over, they grab a bottle, they drink 4 sips, sit it down, forget about it. Next time they're thirsty, which drink is mine? Who the heck knows? So they get another bottle. And so I'm constantly throwing large bottles away, and that's not the vibe. So I'm gonna stock the fridge with these mini bottles, and I think they're gonna be perfect. And they are perfect. This is another area where a lot of other people access. We've got people in and out all the time. Oh, do you have a drink? Whatever. And, inside the house, we really have like water and like almond milk, and that's not really people's cup of tea. It's not easily transportable. And so we're like, yeah, outside in the fridge, there's always something out there. And when I say that recently, whenever Alex like directs them out there, I'm like, I haven't stocked that thing since summer. Like, I have no idea if there's even bottled water out there. Much to my surprise, I did find bottled water in here, which was nice. And so I'm just restocking the rest of it. I like to put, juice for the kids up top. When I say juice, I mean typically I like the Happy Water, where it's water just infused with some fruit. Happy Water's one, and then there's another one, Hint Water. That was really good. Something that's a little more healthy than just your typical juice. But I know nowadays they make a lot of juices with like 75% less sugar or 100% less sugar. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So I try to pick healthier options, if you will. And then the Spindrift, for us, it's the best option because it doesn't have, most of them are without the natural flavorings, and that can really mess with some people, give them headaches, and I don't know, because you never know. That could be up to 100 ingredients where they say natural flavorings, because they don't have to disclose it, because it's like their secret concoction, and that's what makes it taste so good, but it could be up to 100 ingredients. So literally, we don't know what's in it. So here is what it looks like, and I'm really impressed. I got those fall vibes going, and I feel like I picked out some good cans. I don't know how they're going to taste, though. Feast your eyes on this beauty. So this has risen. Ooh, this looks really nice. I should have plopped it on the pan beforehand, but I'm going to try to do that right now. I think it'll be all right. I have my oven set at 375. Oh, this is going to be sloppy. And I'm going to cook it for about 25 minutes. All right, check out that beauty. I'm not sure if I told you, but I did let it rest for 20 minutes while I was doing the fridge. And so there's, some waiting time in between, but nothing like making sourdough. And for the icing, I did 1 cup of powdered sugar, I don't know, a couple tablespoons of heavy cream, and a couple tablespoons of melted butter. I'm mixing that together. And it's easy as that to make a little quick icing for the top of the roll. Okay, hot take. When you're making the cinnamon rolls, maybe don't double the sugar because it's like bleeding out in my oven. Where's my oven? It's bleeding out. I'll show you in a second, but every time I open the door to like check on it, because you just gotta peek in, billows of smoke come out because the sugar is burning. I shouldn't have doubled it. But I was like, yeah, I need more. Also, while I'm waiting for it to cook, I have been cleaning out my fridge, which means I now have a sink full of dishes from not only the day, but also cleaning out my fridge. I didn't film cleaning out my fridge. I feel like that's not really fall. But I filmed throwing a load in, so no. I've just been busy around here, okay? In the middle of trying to watch football. So there it is. It's cooking nice and lovely, but here's all of the damage. That's a lot of damage. So I hope this is good enough because I just realized I did not set my oven temperature to 375. I only set it to 350, which I could have sworn I put it to 375, but that's okay. That's gonna be horrible to wash. Should we, oh gosh, I forgot it was hot. Should we catty corner this? Like so? No, it doesn't really matter. All right, I'd rather just do it like so. Here she is, Miss America. After watching Practical Magic, a couple things. One, I am wanting to watch more fall movies. Like even just having it in the background, because let's be honest, when you have got a bunch of kids running around in a busy time, I mean, who has time to like sit down and watch a movie? And I'm going to tell you, if I ever sit down to watch a movie, that's when the lights go out. That's when I'm falling asleep, okay? Because I just have cinema narcolepsy and I've come to accept it, okay? I don't fight it, I just succumb. And so if there's a movie playing in the background, I can catch glimpses of it. I'm like, yeah, man, that's what I like about it. And so I really enjoyed that. And the second thing I wanted to say is I forgot. Okay, I just retraced my brain. Sandra Bullock, Miss Congeniality, one of the best movies ever made, okay? That's next on our family movie night. I'm just kidding. I don't think it's family appropriate. Maybe if if the little kids fall asleep, that's what I'm trying to say. And it's just so good. Another one for fall, When Harry Met Sally. And then some people are like, no, that's definitely not kid appropriate either. So you know what? I'm just going to have to put it on when I'm cleaning around the house or something. So I'm excited for that one. Hey, while the rolls were cooking, Meredith and I went in the yard and collected some pine cones because I did this several years ago where it's a really simple craft, okay? Troom who is all I'm saying. But take it for what it is. I'm not a crafty gal, but I do my best. And so we collected the big pine cones around our yard and shoved them in a basket, and really only 3 can fit in here. I put them in the oven to kind of dry them out a little bit. One, because it had rained, the night before, it could hold some water in there, and I don't want them to rot right away, and to get the critters out. So I'm just knocking off some of the dryness, throwing the pine cones in a basket. You can display these any way of your choosing. And when I did this in the past, I kind of sprinkled them with essential oils, just cinnamon essential oil or cinnamon bark or whatever. But I have some fall, what is this, pumpkin waffles or Mickey waffles or something like that. So I'm throwing that on there. It's a nice fall scent. And then I threw some cinnamon on there as well. And you know what? I can't smell them. Like, you could smell them if you go up to them, but they're not wafting through the air. So it is a fun little craft, a fun little outdoor activity if you're wanting to collect some pine cones with your kids, because that was fun. But in terms of like, is this going to make your house smell amazing? I mean, I'd skip it if I'm being honest. In the past, when I made these, the directions did state to let the pine cones sit in a Ziploc bag for like, I don't know, an obscene amount of time, a week, even a day. I'm like, I want this now. I want the instant gratification. So maybe they'll have more of a scent if you do that. But otherwise, like, how when you go to the grocery store and you can smell it? This ain't it. The broomsticks and stuff. But anyway, it was fun. It was okay. You can smell it, but it's not wafting, like I said. Okay, so here's dinner. Here's what it looked like after cooking all day. And you know what? I've seen better looking apples, not going to lie. I've made a couple of dinner dishes with apples. And to be fair, like the onions didn't even look cooked. And I was like, did I even have this on? So yes, it was on and it was cooking and it was hot as heck. It was hot as all get up. And so I took the pork out. And you know what? I've made better pork before. Was this dinner a home run? Is the question that I have to ask at the end of the day. Would I make it again? Ask me later, because honestly, I didn't really get to eat a lot of it. You know how sometimes at dinner, it's just so busy and so you're just like helping someone every 2 seconds. And did I even eat enough to satiate myself? I did eat it. I did like it. Was it my favorite thing? Nah, I mean, it was dinner and it was food and it was okay. I wasn't amazed, but I think if I would have had a sweet potato, and I did cook some sweet potatoes, I also threw some carrots and onions in the oven. We needed a vegetable, and I realized, wow, I need to go to Costco because I have like no vegetable. I have no fruits, no vegetables. Maybe that's what I need to do today. My poor children are over here like about to call. It's fine. We'll be fine. We've got plenty of food in here. No worries. But I'm making a gravy. Okay, so I drained out all of the broth that was in the crock pot, and I'm throwing in just a little butter in a pan, a little bit of flour. Okay, that's the good base of any gravy, is the roux, equal parts fat and flour. I'm using butter. So a 1/4 cup butter, a 1/4 cup of flour, whisk it together, let that heat up. There's like a chunk in there and I thought it was butter, but it's not melting. So like, I don't know what that is. Okay, don't ask me. But the gravy was really thin, not thin, but fluid, like there weren't any chunks in it. So I don't know what that was. I added a little bit of maple syrup, just eyeball it. You don't need to measure anything. Just get over that. And then the recipe did call for Dijon, and I'm remembering it just now. I forgot to put it in the gravy, but it was fine. Like even the gravy, I was like, I just don't like, it was good gravy. It was on the sweeter side because of the maple syrup. So it did have like that fall aspect. You know what? That maple syrup, vanilla. That's what I was missing. No, it was the vanilla maple syrup. See, now I'm all kinds of messed up. There's this fall dish that I love. It's chicken though. And the gravy calls for maple syrup and also green onions. So I almost added green onions to this until I realized, wow, I have nothing fresh in my fridge. So I didn't have green onions to add, but I think that would have added a lot of flavor to it. And it was very reminiscent of that dish that I used to make with the sweet potatoes and chicken and maple syrup glaze. Maybe that's what it was. But it was lacking some spices. So maybe I should have added more, but I didn't. And you know what? It was good enough, honestly. It was dinner and everyone ate it and it was delicious. And here is the setup. This is really simple. I had a couple of sweet potatoes that I cooked up in the microwave. Takes 10 minutes to cook them up. I don't pierce them. I've decided to add to our fall decor out here on our lovely porch. Yeah, baby with a power tool. Okay, that's just how you teach them young. Anyway, so I think before I bought these, and I forgot what they're called, but they're really low maintenance. Mine's kind of dying, but... And that one is all the way dead. Don't judge me. I'm just telling you they're low maintenance. This one's coming back to life, which I'm surprised. Yeah, we're drilling drain holes because that's why these died. They just got way too much water, and these weren't draining out. So, snagged these mummies. Are these mums? Excuse me. What did the mums ever do to you? Yeah, so I picked these up from Target, and I think they're gonna add a nice flair to my front stoop. Wolfgang was cracking me up with his, like, the drill that we were using to drill the hole in the bottom of this. And so, listen, I think I need your help, your tips, your advice, because I'm just not a gardening gal. As much as I want to be, as much as I try. And really, I don't try. But I will tell you that my lime tree, 2 limes on it. I mean, I don't want to brag or anything, but it's basically blooming. And I'm really pumped about it. Better be the best tasting limes I've ever had in my life. So we'll see. But as far as these planters go, I'm trying to keep them lightweight. And so before I had some boxes that I, shoved in there, and then I covered the top with soil, and then I put some stuff in there. But I told you, like, a couple rains come by and that stuff is not looking very good. Okay, so I need to come up with a different solution. Is there really no solution to this? And I just need to bite the bullet and like fill it all with soil. I just feel like it's going to be so heavy. Do I put rocks on the bottom first? Because that's what I normally do, but then that makes it even heavier. Should I put like an upside down pot in there? I don't know the right solution. I just don't want this to be super heavy, and I want to have mums in it. But you'll see in a second that I roll this cardboard up and I throw the mums in there, and it honestly looks a little sad. It looks like the mums, you know what, I don't even know if these are mums. I don't think they are. Forget-me-nots, who the heck knows. But it looks like it could use some help. And I got 2 for each one because I knew one wouldn't fill it out. But I can't fit 2 in there with the cardboard the way that I rolled it up, you know what I mean? So, listen, sometimes I watch people do things and I'm just like, everyone else knows what they're doing and I don't know anything. And I'm over here just making a fool out of myself, honestly. Like, what is that? What is that? The UPS guy is going to roll up to my house later and just roll his eyes and laugh and be like, what? Really, girl? Like, let me help you out with this, you know? And honestly, I would accept his help at this point because this is unacceptable. But I did it. And, D for effort. Honestly, don't encourage this, but that is it. That's all I can handle. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. Thanks for being here with me. I hope you guys got some stuff done today. I'll tell you that I got Meredith's linens washed. I got her clothes for the week washed. I got all the soccer and volleyball and cross country stuff washed and ready to go. It was a good day. I cleaned Meredith's room and all is right with the world. Just don't look at Wentworth's room, okay? 15 minutes at a time. If you can't clean it in 15 minutes, light a match. I'll see you next time. Bye.